Hey there, good morning. Welcome to this 30-minute morning stretch, morning practice. I'm really glad that you're here. If you're watching this at lunchtime because you didn't realize that I'd switched it to the morning, you can still do this practice anytime. But I think this will feel especially good if you're like really stiff from whatever happens to our bodies while we sleep. This is truly a mystery to me. So we've got about 30 minutes of really gentle movement. We're going to focus today on grounding so that we can into a feeling of expansion. So by that, I mean, we're really going to focus on our connection to the earth and the stability that we find when we're really able to tap into that center of gravity for ourselves. And then from that, like very rooted and stable place, we'll explore some expansion through the upper body. So my hope is that by the end of this 30 minutes, you'll feel very grounded, centered, and connected to yourself, but also physically pretty open and even energetically, maybe feeling a little bit more open and unblocked. So who knows? I hope that this feels great to you no matter what. In terms of props, if you have 2 yoga blocks and a strap, those will be helpful for you today. The other block's out of sight. Not absolutely mandatory. There will still be ways for you to find these shapes in your body, even if you don't have 2 blocks and 1 strap, but they will be helpful. If you like to listen to music while we go, I'm playing the morning playlist. Pressing play now. We don't need to be perfectly synced up. And we're going to get started laying down on our backs in supported bridge pose. And so for that one, you will want to have your block right underneath your sacrum. So that is kind of that triangular bony part at the base of your spine, right before your booty gets, popping. All right, it's morning. We're all still caffeinating. So this should feel supportive and good, not uncomfortable in your low back. So maybe move the block around until you find a good spot. And then a couple options with your feet. You can do knees up towards the sky, or you could knock your knees together, whatever feels better for you. Rest your hands on your belly. Maybe you, as you start to relax your body down, find that you can already maybe lengthen your spine a little bit. Close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable to you. And right away, start to notice your breath. Just noticing where in your body you feel it moving. Maybe you're noticing a soft sensation at the nostrils as you breathe in. Maybe you're noticing the rise and fall of your chest. Maybe for you, you're breathing into the block, breathing into your lower back, into your hips, feeling that expansion. Just noticing, just taking stock of how the body feels this morning. And with this breath here, can you invite the body to relax a little more? Relaxing your shoulders heavy into the mat. We'll take a couple breaths together. I want you to visualize your rib cage spreading horizontally as you breathe in. So breathing into the belly up and breathing into the rib cage sideways. Take a big breath in through your nose. Feel that expansion. And a slow breath out your mouth, releasing all of your air until your lungs are totally empty. And then like a balloon filling up, breathe in completely, expanding and stretching. And a slow sigh out as you empty, relax your face, relax your shoulders. One more like that to welcome the morning, breathing in. And breathing out. Nice job. We'll keep the block where it is. We're going to start to hug one leg in towards the chest. So maybe bring your left leg in first. Interlace your hands behind your knee and start to let your right foot go long on the mat. So your low back is still supported by this block, We're tugging on the left knee, and think about lengthening across the top of your right thigh, your right hip flexors. So you're reaching your right toes, your right heel towards the wall in front of you, feeling that gentle pull and stretch. And to help facilitate that opening, you're tugging on the left knee, hugging it in towards the chest, these opposing forces, pushing and pulling. Relax your shoulders. Take 3 breaths here. Nice job. With control, hug the right knee back in. Interlace your hands behind the right knee this time. Start to send your left leg long. And same thing here. We're looking to tug the right knee into the chest. Stretch the left leg away from the rest of your body. Use your breath to support this slow lengthening of the left hip flexors, the left front of the hip. 3 slow, full breaths here. Nice job. Gently pull the left knee back in, and then we'll set both feet down towards the floor. Option to find here, you can either find that same supported bridge shape we found at the beginning. This is more comfortable for your back and hips, but an invitation to try finding bound angle legs. So put your bottoms of your feet to touch, let your knees open wide. This might be uncomfortable to have them hips this open on the block. Maybe it feels good to you, but maybe you start to just find a little bit of movement side to side, finding that windshield wiper motion with the legs. So this is starting to bring a little bit of movement to the hip joint while also using the block to self-massage your low back. So maybe here, like, let this be a little bit of an experiment, like just a wondering what this might feel like in your body. Maybe you move the block around, just noticing where it feels good to add a little bit of pressure through the low back and hips. We're here for about 3 more breaths. Take your time, play around. Nice job. Return yourself to center. Walk your feet a little closer to your glutes and then remove this block from underneath you. Let your low back rest down. Find the same bridge or broken bridge position in your legs and just give yourself a couple breaths here to notice the difference in having your low back, the base of your spine, supported by the ground. And not just noticing that part of your body resting on the ground, but can you sense into the sensation of the earth supporting you from beneath you? Take 2 more breaths here. Nice job. All right, feet stay as they are. Grab for your block again. This time put it in between your thighs. So you're squeezing your block between your thighs. We're going to do some bridge pose here, warming up through front of the body, the legs. So maybe wiggle your heels a little closer to your glutes, palms pressed down onto the mat at your sides. As you breathe in, gently hug the block with your thighs. Start to lift your hips up, bridge pose. And pause at the top here. We'll refine the shape to find more stability. Maybe you wiggle your heels a little closer. Maybe you wiggle your shoulder blades together underneath you to gently open up across your chest. Think about lengthening the inner thighs of both legs. Good. And notice if your rib cage is like really sticking up in the air because you're trying to lift your hips as much as you can. Can you dial it back a bit? Think about hugging your belt buckle towards your low ribs. Close that distance a little bit. Good. Feel that engagement shift through your core. You're still hugging the block with your thighs, starting to maybe feel a little bit of heat building through the pelvic region, through your low core. We're here for 2 more breaths. Can you relax your face and your shoulders? Nice job. 1 more breath in here. Expand the rib cage. And as you exhale, lower down with control. We'll find 5 rolling bridges. If you like to lift your arms up and overhead as your hips lift, you're welcome to find that here. Inhale, bridge pose. Send your hips up. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, bridge. Push your feet into the earth. Exhale, lower down. You're doing great. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, lower. We've got 2 more. Stick with it. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and lower. Last one, your most controlled bridge yet. Breathe in. And breathe out, lower down. When your spine hits the ground, you can release this block from your thighs. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe give your low back just a little rock side to side, just noticing any sensations moving through the body, any heat, maybe some tingling. All right, we're gonna meet in, oh no, we've got dead bug. 1 more on our back. All right, grab for your block again. So from here, you're still laying down on your back. Bring your knees underneath your hips, shins parallel to the earth, toes flex back towards your face. And now squish your low back down to the ground so that there's no space between your low back and the earth. You might notice this brings your knees closer to your chest. Now use your hands with your block in one hand to keep your low back glued down, but push your knees forward so they're really right over your hips. This might already feel like a lot of engagement in the core to stabilize the legs here. And this is great. You can still get all the benefits of this exercise and shape by holding this. And maybe you play with intensifying slightly by pushing this block into your thighs, meeting that resistance with your legs, and breathing as you hold that engagement through the entire core. If you'd like to add a little bit of intensity, keep this block pressed against both thighs. And just as you breathe in, gently start to lower one heel towards the earth. Doesn't have to touch. You can keep the knee really bent. And as you exhale, bring it back up. We're moving really slowly here. Maybe you breathe in, lower the other heel. You're still pushing the block against your other thigh. And exhale to lift. Oh my gosh, let's do 3 more. We're moving slow. We're all moving at our own pace. Breathing in to lower one leg any amount and exhaling to return to center, keeping this total engagement through the low back, through the front of the core. Holy smokes. Keep breathing through this. Can you relax your face and shoulders? Notice if you're starting to hold extra tension there as your body begins to work. Maybe you're shaking. I'm right here with you. When you finish up your last round, you can remove the block from your legs, hug your knees into your chest, and find happy baby pose. So feet stamped towards the ceiling. You might grab again for the backs of your knees, maybe your shins. Focus on pulling your knees down towards the ground, but kicking your feet up. So creating, again, that opposite push and pull, finding an opening and a stretch through the body. And on your own time, as you're ready, we're going to meet in child's pose. So if you like to gently roll onto one side, press yourself up and get there, you might start doing that now. Maybe you like to rock and roll along the length of your spine. It's really uncomfortable for some people, but for some of us, it might feel good. So we're going to meet together in child's pose in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. Child's pose is where we meet. Settle yourself there now. Toes touch, knees open wide, forehead rests down, fingertips crawl forward, shoulders relax. 4 breaths here, scanning through the body, noticing where you're feeling open and spacious. Noticing where you're feeling maybe a little tense, a little stiff. Good, breathe in. And as you breathe out, crawl your fingertips over towards the right, finding a big stretch through the left side body. You can make this stretch more intense by finding, again, that push and pull with your hands against the ground, maybe pushing both palms down and then tugging the left hand back towards you, pushing the right hand away, finding that lengthening sensation through the low back and left rib cage. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, return to center and crawl all the way over to the other side, finding a big opening through your right side body. Nice job. Slowly return to center. Press yourself up onto all fours, tabletop position. Maybe start to give your hips a little wiggle from side to side, just noticing how they feel as they start to wake up. Maybe they're still feeling pretty stiff. We're going to find some cat and cow. So before we start to move, let's set up a strong foundation to really get the most out of this shape. Spread your fingers wide on the mat, push your hands down, hug your front body up to meet your back body. So this is an active tabletop. We're not collapsing down. And then last little engagement here, hug the heels of your hands back towards your knees. Feel that engagement in your core. And now as you drop your belly and lift your chin, keep bringing energetically your hands back towards your knees and your knees towards your hands. Just notice any difference in the way you feel this in your low back or the front of your heart. Breathe in. And as you exhale, push your hands down into the ground. Send your chin to your chest. Launch your heart up towards the sky. Big, expansive cat pose. Again, take a couple of breaths here to explore. Shift side to side. Shift forward and backward. Just notice what this is like. And now we'll match breath to movement. So breathe in, drop your belly, lift your heart. Exhale, cat pose, round and curl. Inhale, cat. Exhale. Oh no, now it's cat. It's hard to remember the names of these two poses sometimes. Find 3 more rounds of this on your own. Let it feel really good. Let it open what needs to be opened. Nice job. Doing great. All right, when you're all done, we'll meet again in a static tabletop. 1 more kneeling shape, and then we're gonna get standing, get moving. So this is thread the needle. Bring your left hand or maybe your left fist to the center of your mat. As you breathe and reach your right fingertips up. Take a moment here to expand through both arms. See if you can make both arms 1 inch longer. Wiggle your fingers. Maybe you find a little bit of movement through the right wrist, waking up the whole right arm. Breathe in. And as you exhale, right arm tucks underneath this bridge made by the left. Relax your arm, the side of your head down. And you have options here. This is a big stretch for the back of your right shoulder blade. You might even bring your top arm up and around to encourage some opening across the front of the left shoulder. Maybe you stay right here, grounding through the left hand. Find 3 breaths here, opening where you need to. Nice job. Bring your left hand back to the mat. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, back to tabletop. Plant your right hand this time, maybe your right fist. As you breathe in, peel the left arm to the sky. Pause for a moment. Think about expanding in all directions. Wake up through the left hand and fingers. Find a little bit of movement. Inhale. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm comes under. Settle into whatever version of this shape is calling to you on this side. Breathing into this back of your heart space, back of the left shoulder. Nice job. Bring your right hand back to the mat. Inhale, left fingertips high. And exhale, tabletop. So go ahead and make your way to downward facing dog now, tucking your toes, sending your hips up high. Notice how a down dog feels first thing in the morning versus maybe after work or towards the end of the day. There's so much more tension, so much more tightness through the low back, through the hips. Use your breath. Use gentle, repetitive movement through the body to find a little bit of release. And try to find a little bit of a calf stretch here. So bending into one knee and then kind of shifting the weight so that you feel that opening across your calf and your Achilles. We've got about 4 more breaths here. Take your time, opening up. If your arms are tired, no, that's really normal. Down dog is a tough shape. You're building a lot of strength and stability in your arms here. Good. Find stillness in your downward facing dog. Find a breath in, bend your knees a lot. And as you exhale, try to straighten your legs a bit. Point your tailbone up to where the ceiling and the wall meet behind you. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen your spine. Exhale, straighten the knees any amount, lengthen and expand. Good. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Take your time walking your feet towards your hands. Let your torso release down really heavy. If reaching the earth feels difficult to you, grab one of your blocks. You can bring it underneath your hands for extra support. More opening for the back of the legs here, for the low back. But maybe you also focus on lengthening through the spine, letting your head hang really heavy. Maybe you bring your hands to the back of your head, cradling your skull, adding a little bit of weight. Couple breaths here. You can bend your knees a lot, just like in down dog. Think about sending your tailbone up to where the ceiling and the wall meet behind you. 3 more breaths here. Good. Notice your feet pressing into the ground, supporting you, holding you. Relax your fingertips back down towards the earth. Bend your knees a lot. We'll lift ourselves up to stand. You might bring your hands to your hip creases first. Up, up, up. All right. We're going to end with some sun salutations here, finding a lot of movement through the spine, through the chest, more stretching for the legs. And then we'll wrap things up with a little bit of balancing in tree pose, and then we'll be on our way. So, all right. Find stillness at the top of your mat. Feet are a comfortable hip width distance apart. Feel your feet pressing down into the ground, and then firm your legs up, starting at your ankles, engage through your quads, firm your glutes. Feel your belt buckle coming closer to your low ribs. This might be the feeling of tilting your pelvis forward. And then from the stability through the body, can you breathe in, find length through your sides, reach your fingertips up. This is mountain pose. Inhale again. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Keep this strong foundation through the legs through all these next movements we'll find together. Inhale, little back bend. Push your hips forward. Keep your glutes firm to support the low back. Maybe you cactus your arms, opening up across your collarbones. One more breath in here. Exhale, standing cat, round through your back, arms come forward. Maybe you're making this stop motion with your hands with your palms flipped forward. If this is too much sensation, just zombie your arms straight forward. Think about sending your heart to the back of your space. Good. Inhale, mountain pose, return to center, legs are strong. Exhale, a side bend to the right. You can do whatever you like with your arms. I like to sometimes support myself with one hand on my hip, thinking about opening all across the left side. One more breath in. And another breath out. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to the left, supporting yourself in whatever way you need to find opening across the right side. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale back to center. Refirm your legs. Exhale, twist to the right. Reach your right fingertips back behind you. Left fingertips forward. Work to keep your hips still facing totally forward. Think about peeling your fingertips further and further apart from each other. One more breath. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the other way. Glutes are firmly holding your hips in place, expanding and lengthening through both arms. Wiggle your fingers. Notice any sensation moving from the center of your body out your fingertips. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Soften your knees. Bring your fingertips towards the earth. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, ball pose, squat and curl, rise up onto your toes any amount. If this is uncomfortable or unavailable through your knees, you can bring your blocks in front of you and just stay in a little bit of a like forward fold ball hybrid. You'll still get some of these same effects. If you're all the way in ball pose, can you find a calf stretch? Maybe you tuck your chin towards your chest, breathe into your upper back. Maybe instead of the calf stretch, you want to go for a balance challenge, coming onto as much of your tippy toes as you can, squeezing your legs together. Either way, we're here for one more breath in and one more breath out. Good. Inhale, lift halfway, lower your heels, come back to a long spine. Exhale, tabletop, plant your palms, gently step back, knees are on the earth. We're going to find a bird dog variation instead of moving through a traditional vinyasa. So send your right toes straight back, left arm forward. You might just lift up the right leg so your body is one long line of energy. If you want to move on, you can inhale and lengthen. And then exhale, hug elbow towards knee underneath you. Everything else stays still. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, other side, right fingertips long, left toes back. Lift the left leg up. You're squeezing the left glute. You're using hamstring strength to lift your back leg, kicking your heel back behind you, reaching your fingertips forward. Stay, or to move on, breathe in. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath you. Squeeze, 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 and hold. Inhale, lengthen arm and leg. Exhale, tabletop. Nice job. Tuck your toes, breathe in, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, that is the sequence of movements we're gonna flow through together now, a little faster, matching breath to movement. Take it with your own breath. So if you're moving a little slower, you're moving a little faster, it's all good. Let the breath be the guide. That's what helps bring that feeling of groundedness, even while our bodies are physically moving. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk to meet your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward, good. Inhale, mountain, push your feet down. Exhale, hands to heart, firm your legs here. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, standing cat. Good. Inhale, mountain, straight up. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bend to the left. Good. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist to the right. Peel your arms apart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist to the left. Big open arms. Good. Inhale, mountain, reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, ball pose, squat and curl. You're here for just one breath in and one breath out. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, tabletop. Plant your palms, step your knees down. Left arm forward, right leg back. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, lengthen with control. Exhale, tabletop, other side. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. You're doing great. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tabletop. Good. Inhale, high plank, step straight back. Strong body. Exhale, down dog, strong breath. Let's go through one more time together. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, standing cat. Inhale, mountain, neutral spine. Exhale, bend right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bend left. Great job. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, twist left. Good. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, ball pose, squat and curl. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tabletop. Doesn't matter which side you do first. Inhale, lengthen, opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tabletop. Other side, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Great job. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tabletop. Beautiful. Inhale, high plank. Your last one. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Walk your hands backwards, backwards, backwards towards your feet. Good. We're going to rise to stand. Get there however you'd like. You're welcome to bring hands to hips, bend your knees, lift yourself up safely. And we're going to end with a little bit of a balance challenge, a moment to really practice grounding and expanding through tree pose. So find a standing position towards the top of your mat. Start to root down through your left foot. Maybe you even visualize the entire surface area of your foot down on the mat. Think about roots literally growing out from your foot. It's crazy, but the mind and body are a wild team, and some crazy things happen. So you're rooting through the left foot. Think about lengthening through the inner left leg line, finding that stability through your pelvis, already starting to feel a lift through your upper body. And then decide what you'd like to do with your right foot. You might kickstand your toes on the ground. You might bring foot to calf. Or you might bring the foot all the way up into the inner thigh, but know that this is not necessary to find the benefits of tree pose. And for our purposes today, find a shape that lets you really focus on grounding, and from that groundedness, finding lift and expansion. And think about what a you expression of your arms today might be like. There's so many options. You can find stillness or movement, but let this feel natural and authentic to you in this moment, whatever you're doing with your arms. And keep breathing. Think about sending your bent knee towards the back of your space, opening through the hip. Good. And think as you wobble, as you kind of sway side to side, think about the rootedness of trees and how even when it's windy, even when there's a storm, they're able to stay stable at their base. Use 3 more breaths to play. Keep breathing through any physical discomfort you're finding. And then with control, branches, pull back in, hands to the heart. Send your knee first straight forward and then lower down. Take a moment to just notice what it feels like to have both feet on the ground, sensing any differences in space or stability you feel through either of the legs or the hips. And then let's find this on the other side. So spread your right toes wide, finding rootedness through the right foot. And go slow. Don't rush right into the shape. See what it's like to set up the foundation, even with your left toe still on the earth. You're strengthening through the right leg, stabilizing, hip is strong, thinking about drawing that energy up from the ground, and then left foot comes wherever you want on this side. Think about grounding in order to expand. And make another choice with what you'd like to do with your hands. Maybe you do something different on this side, letting this feel like a creative expression, something playful, something different and new. Keep your breath steady and strong. Know if you're blowing around side to side, you're having trouble standing still, it's all good. Balance is not about perfect balance. The balance is those little micro shifts and changes in your body that you're making as you wobble. You have 3 more breaths. Decide what you'd like to do. Good. Branches, start to pull your hands back in, hands at your heart. Knee comes straight forward, then lowers down to the ground. Find a wider stance here on your mat. Bring your hands to rest one on top of each other on your heart. Gaze down or close your eyes. Take a moment to notice how your body feels. And maybe even in this shape, you envision your feet growing roots into the earth, feeling strong and stable through the legs, feeling able to expand and flourish through your torso, through the top of your head. And know that in the same way in yoga, that a strong foundation gives you the opportunity to explore and move. This is true every moment of every day. You can always come back to this feeling of centeredness, of groundedness, and from this place, make a more confident decision about the ways that you expand and explore. Take a big breath in. A full breath out. 2 more like that. Breathe in into your heart, into your hands. Big breath out your mouth. Last one, breathe in, biggest breath of all Friday. And your biggest breath out. You can blink your eyes open. That's the end of our practice together today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're feeling like a little bit of energy is moving through your body, feeling able to root and then expand from that inner place of groundedness and centeredness. So would love to know what this is like for you. Yeah, I love hearing from you. Thanks as always for your requests, for your feedback, and I will see you next week, Wednesday, at our 60-minute evening class. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.